As America embarks on its America First foreign policy, a lot of non-Americans are feeling, well, kind of unwelcome. In fact, dozens of countries have already issued travel advisories to their citizens.
Some Dutchmen say, why are you going? You're going to Trump?
We have tariffs, they've been set, and it's going to make our country very rich.
Canadians alone annually spend more than $400 million here in LA.
Look, this isn't just about politics anymore. This is about your future, your family's future. The United States earns over 100 billions every year from just tourism. That means millions of travelers from all over the world come here, spend their money, stay in hotels, eat at our restaurant, shop in our stores, and that money goes to right back into American economy. It supports over 9 million jobs. Yes, you heard it right. 9 million Americans rely on tourism to pay their bills. But Donald Trump, he is putting all of that at risk. Why? Because he's not just acting like a politician anymore. He's behaving like a dictator, silencing media, taking secret meetings, ignoring the voices of Americans, making decisions that isolate us from rest of the world. And guess what? When world stops trusting us, they stop visiting us. So at the end, what will going to happen? We American, we have to suffer just because Trump's decision on certain things. So this will going to cause us over 100 millions of dollars, 100 billions of dollars in a year. Imagine this: you own a small cafe in New York, you have got tourists walking every day, dropping money, loving your vibe. Now suddenly tourist numbers drop by almost guess 40%. Why? Because Trump just introduced travel bans, offended half of the world with his arrogant speeches, and made America feel scary instead of welcoming. Like you can see this comment writing from Canada. My husband and I cancelled a prepaid trip to LA in April and pivoted to Paris. This September is the maritime. We are also boycotting US products and have pulled our investment out of the country. By voting in that idiot, Americans have done a lot of damage to themselves. US is an untrustworthy nation. We used to travel to there yearly, but I am never ever going back.
Canadians alone annually spend more than $400 million here in LA.
As you guys just watched, how only Canadians spend $400 million in LA. So you guys can see how this will going to hurt America in long run.
Almost deliberately, like a slow motion implosion happening beneath the surface while the rest of the world moves on. This year alone, the United States is expected to lose over $12 billion in international visitor spending. Nearly 10% of American tourism jobs could be erased. Hotels are empty. Airlines are rerouting planes. And what used to be one of the most powerful engines of economic growth has become one of the quietest warning signals of a much larger crisis. Because this is not just a tourism slump. This is the real cost of tariffs, trade wars, and political isolationism. And no one is talking about it.
This isn't made up. Global travel experts are already warning America could lose up to $100 billion in tourism income if Trump continues to add such things in the name of tariff or anything else.
In the year 2019, international visitors spent over $230 billion inside the United States. That figure plummeted during the pandemic, then slowly clawed its way back. But in 2025, while the rest of the world's tourism industries are recovering, the United States is falling further behind. This year, international travel spending in the United States is expected to fall below $169 billion, down from $181 billion last year. That is a $12 billion drop in just 12 months. And it is not because people do not want to travel. Global travel is booming, airlines are full, destinations are packed, but not in America. So what happened? The answer is not just in airline seats or hotel rates, it is in policies, in tariffs, in trade retaliation, in the diplomatic damage that is rippling outward from Washington to airports, borders, and tourist destinations across the country.
Foreigners are choosing to go elsewhere, to countries that feel safe, respectful, and free. Because just think about it. you will going to spend money. It doesn't matter if it's America or somewhere else. So why do you want to get disrespected? Why do you want to get called out for your religion, called out for your ethnicity or anything else? You are spending money in US dollars, so you don't deserve to get called out for anything.
That when you slap tariffs on your allies and threaten your trading partners, they do not just respond with counter tariffs. They stop visiting. Let us look at Canada. After President Trump imposed a 25% tariff on Canadian goods, Canada's leaders openly called for their citizens to stop vacationing in the United States. The message worked. This year, Canadian tourism to the US dropped by nearly 20%, the biggest decline of any country. That drop is not just symbolic, it is catastrophic. Canada has historically been the single largest source of foreign tourists to the United States, and now millions of those trips are not happening. But Canada is not alone. Travelers from Mexico, the United Kingdom, France, Japan, and Germany are also pulling back.
And here's the creepy part. Trump's gone silent. He is not speaking to the media. He is not answering questions. Trusted sources are saying he is holed up in private, surrounded by his own circle of special advisors. Why? This is the same question hundreds of Americans is asking to Trump.
Do you hear that? That is the rare and blissful sound of silence. We rarely get that these days, because for the first time in his presidency, Donald Trump has not made a public appearance for 3 straight days. We're not sure why. Maybe he's tired, maybe he's feeling a little low energy, who knows? But for whatever reason, the president is taking his longest break from the public eye since retaking the White House. Now, if you were missing all of those nonsensical updates from the administration, because sometimes they're interesting to talk about, don't worry, because the president has surrounded himself with what he calls the best people. Also his words, not mine.
Overall, international arrivals to the US are expected to fall by nearly 9% this year. That is the equivalent of losing over $12.5 billion in spending, money that would have gone to American hotels, restaurants, airports, tour operators, and retail stores. Instead, that money is going to Europe, to Asia, to Latin America, to anywhere but here. The 10% baseline tariff on all imports, with much higher rates on some goods, has pushed up the cost of operating an airline in America. Aircraft parts cost more, maintenance costs more, fuel logistics are disrupted, and the knock-on effect is that flights are more expensive to operate but have fewer people to fill them. It is the worst of both worlds. And while the numbers do not lie, the politics do not help. According to Oxford Economics, the new tariff regime is expected to push US GDP growth down to about 1.4% and core inflation up to nearly 4%.
Trump doesn't care about the people, he cares about the power, and while he plays dictator, real Americans are about to lose jobs, income, safety, and respect from the world. So next time someone says it's just Trump being Trump, remember, this $100 billion, 9 million jobs, and a country that is slowly being pushed away from the rest of the world. Watch closely, listen carefully, because what's happening right now could change everything for America forever.